Hello, I'm John.
And I'm Betsy.
And we thought we'd spend a couple minutes just talking about our recent passage from U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, to Norfolk, Virginia. It took a little over 10 days, 2 hours, 10 days and 2 hours it took. And we sailed, we motored, we had a variety of weather. We had our son Jordan and our friends Vern and Linda on board to help us, and we appreciated their help very, very much. Couldn't have done it without them. On a long passage, I think it is a good idea to have extra crew, if possible. The first few days out, we were sailing pretty fast, but it was a little bit rough. And I know I had bouts of seasickness, as did Betsy.
Yes.
You know, pretty much universally, every voyage is different. It's going to be different sea states, different conditions. And, you know, I've done blue water passages before where I didn't have any seasickness, and this time I did. So it happens. We tried to prepare by having meals prepared in advance so nobody had to cook or spend a long time in the galley. But, you know, we still had issues, and it seemed to go away after 3 days, pretty much for everybody. That was my first blue water passage without someone more experienced on board. It was a little stressful, which might have had something to do with my seasickness, but it was a good experience. And really, you know, you can't do anything. You're always going to be the first time that you're out kind of as the responsible one. So it was a great learning experience for me. Overall, you know, I learned to take things a little slower, not to rush into things. And, you know, we had the Predict Wind app running on our Iridium Go, so we had weather the whole time, but there's the weather that's predicted, and then there's the weather you get. And you have to be able to deal with whatever Mother Nature throws at you. In our case, probably the worst things that we had to deal with was some squalls, some pretty heavy squalls as we came up closer to the U.S. mainland. So overall, it was a great trip. It was really pretty smooth. Yeah, we learned a lot. I learned a lot as a captain.
So with this being my second blue water passage, I made a decision after the first passage that I was not going to stop functioning due to seasickness. I was sick on our first passage and I ended up getting dehydrated, which prolonged my uncomfortableness on the boat. This time I just persevered. I made sure I stayed hydrated. And after 3 days, as John mentioned, it did pass, and as I say, I got my sea legs under me. Overall, it was a great experience, and as John said, it's always good to have more crew when you're sailing for more than 3 days, just to share the watch hours, and in case someone does get sick, it's for safety. It's good to have additional crew members. I was grateful my son came along. Our son came along. He is a meteorologist, and it was good to hear his insight, and he shared his knowledge with us, which I think made our experience more complete, understanding the weather better. Overall, I think it was really great, and now we are getting ready to depart Waterside Marina in Norfolk, and no one fell overboard. Saw lots of dolphins. That was exciting.
So we've been in Norfolk for 4 or 5 days, and we just took it as an opportunity to see off our crew, get them on their journeys to home. So it's just Betsy and I now on the boat, and we're going to start an 18 to 20 hour trip up the Chesapeake. Our first overnight passage, just the two of us. And we're probably going to go to either Oxford, Maryland, or St. Michael's. So it kind of depends on weather, timing. It looks like we're going to get into some rain, so we'll see how that goes. But we're getting ready to cast off for the next segment of our journey to Annapolis. Hope you have enjoyed the video so far. Look forward to the likes and comments below. If you have questions, just shoot us a comment. We'll try to answer it as best we can. And please subscribe to our channel. So we're headed north on the Chesapeake. Sun's about to set. Wind has died off and is shifting around to the south. So we're motor sailing right now. We're near the Rappahannock ship channel, so we've got some ship traffic here. There's a vessel there that's in the channel. He's already passed us. The channel kind of goes at a diagonal to the Chesapeake at this point. Then we have another ship coming up, and this is the one that we need to pay attention to. He's getting ready to make his final turn into the channel, so I have to check the AIS and see if we need to change course. We're making about 7 knots with a Genoa up, about 9 knots of wind, and 1 engine on. So we're in the anchorage in St. Michael's. Had about a 22-hour passage last night through the rain. You can see the anchorage behind me here a little bit. Sunset is coming in, but we had a pretty good passage. It was a little bit rainy. The wind kind of died on us about midnight, so we ended up motor sailing most of the way into St. Michael's, and then we got here right as they were trying to get a little sailboat race going. So we had people going through the anchorage and kind of annoying me, but we got anchored in about 10 knots of wind, and we got some naps in. We went out for dinner, and now we're settling in for a little night on the hook here in St. Michael's. Beautiful evening in the anchorage. Winds are real light. It was just a really gorgeous day. We made the opportunity to walk into town, get some groceries, and have an ice cream. You can see the sun setting over here. So been watching the weather, and we were planning on staying here in St. Michael's until Wednesday or Thursday, but it's looking like too much wind from the wrong direction Wednesday and Thursday, so our best weather window appears to be tomorrow to make the dash up to Annapolis and get ourselves set for our time on the dock and our refit. We'll check the weather again in the morning and see how it looks. So we're getting the boat ready to go. We've checked the wind, and we want to be in Annapolis by Thursday at the latest. And the wind looks pretty good for today. Tomorrow it just builds more from the north, and we don't want to leave it for the last day. Betsy's getting things stowed and ready to go. How, Betsy?
Yep, I am. Stowing it all.
Getting the boat ready to go, got the dinghy hoisted, kind of everything set up. We'll start the engines in a few minutes. Right here there's almost no wind to speak of, just a few knots. So we'll be pulling up anchor in a few minutes and getting on our way to Annapolis.